Did you know that you deserve to be happy and healthy just because you exist? How does it feel for you to hear those words? What do you think? What do you feel in your body? What emotions do you feel? To some people, it might feel obvious. To some people, it might feel ridiculous. To many people, it might seem obvious, and yet they're not living their lives in such a way that is in line with this belief. That was me up until a month ago, and it is still actually kind of me today, because about 30 minutes ago, when I was talking to my mom about this concept and about the fact that I wanted to make this video, I said I realized that I was not thinking that I alone was worthy of being happy or healthy if it were not for the purpose of serving others. And then I said, I literally then said, I realized this, so now I can teach other people. Which is literally doing the exact same thing, right? And so even I caught myself and I was like, okay, no, I realized this so that I can be happy and healthy, period. And also, I can help other people. And so, this is not research based, this is just observation based. It seems to me that there are people who operate from this place of I deserve to be happy and healthy. And a lot of times, from where I'm sitting, it appears that those people have no regard for the feelings of others. I might be wrong. They might think about the feelings of others, but it doesn't seem like they do. And so then there's the people who do like I just said, and who are constantly thinking about what others are feeling and wanting for other people to feel better or do what we can to make them feel better, help them feel better. But maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe if we truly believe that everyone who exists has the right to feel happy and healthy, then maybe that's all we need to know. We need to know that we're included in that. And also, so is everyone else. Regardless of the things they've done in their past, regardless of things that they're doing in their present, regardless of things that they're going to do in their future. We simply, because we exist, we are of value. And we, of course, we deserve to feel good. I don't want to use the word good. We deserve to feel at peace, and we deserve to go through our lives feeling at peace, simply because we do. Not so that then others around us feel that way. Yeah, that also is true. But so what's interesting is that even in the ancient yoga texts kind of talks about this, serving others. But then when you look at the practice of many of these ancient yogis, well, it's very much about the self. And so then if we think about the concept of oneness, then to do for ourselves is synonymous with doing for others. And so I think that's really where we need to get to, is knowing deeply that anything that we're doing for ourselves, we are doing for the collective, and we're included in that collective. And so really maybe the problem is this idea of separation. Oh, I do my yoga practice every morning so that everyone around me can feel good. No, I do my yoga practice every day so that we feel good. Maybe what we need to do is eliminate the separation, right? I mean, that's really ultimately the yoga unity. And to be honest, I didn't even think I was going to say that, because I didn't think about what I was going to say before I started this video, as usual. But I think that's it, right? I mean, we practice for unity, and then sometimes we step off the mat and we forget. Sometimes when we're on the mat, we even forget, to be honest. Anyway, the point of talking about this is to bring attention to it. And so I would, you can do whatever you want, obviously, but for me, it's been extremely helpful to simply keep this concept in my awareness as much as I can. And because then when I'm doing that, then like earlier when I said to my mom, oh, I realized this so I can teach other people, I can catch myself and I can be like, no, I realized this so that I can exist in that reality where we do all deserve to be happy and healthy, where we are inherently of value, where we are inherently abundant, loved, right? So the other point of making this is a couple of people have asked me to make videos for beginners to get them to my level. And so actually after I came out of meditation, maybe a week or two ago, then I had an Instagram message from someone asking me, can I do this intensive yoga training to take them from zero to hero? And of course in yoga we would never say zero to hero, right? But I honestly can't remember exactly what was going on during the meditation, but I think I just was kind of like allowing for the receiving of knowledge surrounding how am I going to proceed with this channel. Because I am aware that I have not been posting videos, but believe you me, I have been receiving knowledge around how to proceed. Definitely. And so, I mean, the message had come in while I was in meditation, right? So it's like those things were happening simultaneously that I was like allowing for, okay, what am I going to do? And so I read it and I was like, yeah, I should do that. No, I'm not going to take time to do an intensive course with one person, but would I like to create something like that for this channel? Yeah. Have I been thinking about that since before I started this channel at all? Yeah, also yes. But the thing was, I didn't really know where to start. And yeah, I've even made a couple of videos that are like at starting at the foundation, it's the little series I started for people who are just starting to move again. And then another thing that I think I posted on Yoga Day that was like the beginning of Hatha. But I think the main thing, the main foundation is this, is knowing, believing that you, as a practitioner, are worth the time, the energy that it takes to transcend. I don't know why that's the word I used, and I literally just paused because I was like trying to find another one, but another one didn't come to me, so that's just the word that I used. So I don't know. Anyway, you know, I still can't think of another one. Okay, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean. Apparently, that's what I mean. So, I think, and I was also saying this, I was basically like preparing for this in a conversation with my mom right before this, that part of the frustration that I was experiencing in relation to this channel was it felt like so many people are using yoga as their exercise. And it makes sense because I do that too. And I think actually the instance of doing that less since I got here has allowed for me to realize that I kind of did that too. Yeah, I was kind of trying to put everything together. Yeah, I was getting stronger and more flexible in my mind and in my body all at the same time. And it's great to be able to do that. It's amazing. Like, I love modern yoga for that. Because it's not really what traditional yoga does. Traditional yoga is pretty much for unity. It's not as much for the physical body. In fact, we even learn in Hatha yoga teacher training that it doesn't even do anything for your muscles if you're in the correct postures, which, I mean, let me know if you ever find out how to be in Warrior 2 for 25 minutes without it burning your thighs, because I have certainly not figured it out. But theoretically, if you're in the proper position, it's like supposed to just be doing nothing for your muscles. I genuinely do not understand that, but I understand like the concept of it, but I have not experienced it. Anyway, I digress as usual. But yeah, so I think that the first things first, is commitment. And commitment can only happen if you believe that you deserve the results of everything along the way. And so many people want to be stronger or more flexible for reasons that are related to the ego, right? Because how could they not be? But fewer people can justify making a commitment to something that is going to connect the mind, body, and soul, connect to the collective. It's a hard thing to commit to. But when you know that the commitment to that is freeing, freeing is a good word for it, I think, Can you commit to it that way? Or do you think that you don't deserve it? And really, really like pay attention to how it feels to ask yourself that question. Because I think so much of the time we are tricking ourselves into thinking that we believe our self-worth is higher than it actually is. And I thought that before I did all of this shadow work that I've been doing over the past few months. And now, after just having going through many a dark night of the soul throughout the past 3 months, I know that my self-worth was significantly lower than I was admitting to myself. And I know also that it probably still is. I probably have not just instantly fixed my self-worth, but I think that I have developed enough of an awareness of it that I can now more often choose something that is for our greater good and see it as that, instead of seeing myself as separate and seeing I need to do this so other people can feel like this. I need to do this so I can be there for other people. It's all the same. By realizing it's all the same, it really changes something. I don't exactly know how to describe it, but it really, really changes something. So, yeah, anyway, that's pretty much what I have to say about that, is that I am going to begin the process of creating some kind of curriculum, some kind of course series, I don't know even exactly know how to call it, of advancing through yoga, all the limbs. So the physical practice, as well as the breathing, as well as meditation, as well as our social and personal principles. And I have no idea what it's going to look like yet, but I do very much want to do that. And in order for anyone to truly go through that process, whether it's with me or with someone else, in order to really, really go through that process, then it's important to work on the self-worth, to get to a point, and it can just be by telling yourself, right? Like, you can get to that point by acknowledging that you don't think it. It's hard, and you're going to have to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over, probably. But it is possible. I know, because I'm in the process of doing it. Because even as I was just talking, then I was thinking about how, like, yoga teachers, and I can only speak for myself, but I would venture to guess that this is the case for many of us. Guess what? We justified going and learning all of this stuff about taking the time to go and learn all of this stuff about yoga. Why? So that we could teach. And so, unless everyone has realized that they themselves do in fact deserve to have this knowledge simply because they deserve it and not just so they can teach it, well, there's probably a lot of perpetuation of the very concept of learning to do something so that you can teach it to others. No. Learn to do something so that it can be shared amongst everyone, which includes ourselves and others. All right, well, I could keep rambling for probably hours on this topic, to be honest, especially because I've not really spoken very much English in the past few months, so whenever I start talking to someone in English, I just in general, but certainly recently. So let's stop it there. And I'm going to do my practice now. All right, so as it turns out, I was about to just say that I was going to go and do my yoga practice by myself, and that's not what happened. So I just felt like I should correct that, erase that part of the video that I just made, and replace it with this. Because in fact, what happened is after I said, okay, now I'm going to go make this or do this practice for myself, turned off the camera and I thought, actually, I'm going to go practice for us. And that's what I did. Anyway, that practice will be up soon. Thank you for being here with me, for being you, with so much love. Namaste.